Hi guys, it's Greg by the Bootstrap, b2bootstrap.com. Check out the stores, check out the social media, links will be below. Today I want to make a video that I've been seeing a lot in the news that I think is really important. It has to do with child abuse. And I know people can say, holy crap, that's a heavy subject. Yeah, and you're right, it really is. But there's been far too many stories. My wife and I have been reading the news. We read it daily. We pay attention to what's going on. And it seems like almost weekly, several times a week now, there's a video coming out, or there's a story coming out, or there's some kind of conviction, something of someone either leaving their kids in the car in these sweltering hot days, especially down in Florida, Arizona, the southern states, and even up in New York and places like Minnesota. We had recently a mother leave her newborn infant in a 112-degree car in Arizona. All right. We had a mother in Minnesota leave her 2 children in the car while she went shopping, and sadly the car caught fire, not because the car itself caught fire on its own. Another car that was in the parking lot caught fire, and these 2 children were trapped in it. One of them died, the other one was in critical condition, right? And the kids were 6 and 9 years old. Mom goes shopping and tells police that I was only in there for a short period of time. Well, when they went back and looked at the video, she was in the Walmart store for 45 minutes. Who the hell leaves their children in a car for 45 minutes? Especially when they're old enough to get up and go with you. Oh, by the way, it was 6:30, 7 in the morning when this happened. Who the hell takes their kids shopping at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning? Especially for that length of time. They should be asleep or going to school or resting at home or doing something. Or, here's a novel concept, with their parent. There was a dad, and I know most of you guys may have heard about this, but there was a dad whose twin sons, I think they were, I don't know if they were boys or girls, but they were twins. They died recently because he left them in a hot car. All right, I've got a 9-year-old daughter and I have a 2-month-old son. How in the hell do you forget about your children, especially infants? You had to put their asses in the car, which means you had to get them dressed, change them, feed them, buckle them into the car seats, put them physically in the car, and then go to your destination. How do you forget your children? That's one thing, and that's horrible, and that needs to stop. I don't care if you need to put mirrors in your car, or if you need to have one of those devices that shocks you to remind you, or I don't know, because quite frankly, I don't see how it's even possible to forget your children. Leaving your child in the car while you go shopping. We were at the gas station, literally, this weekend. This lady comes in, she pulls in with her car, almost hits my wife as she's getting out of the car because she couldn't wait. She parks the car in a handicap spot. She's not handicapped. She doesn't have a handicap sticker. She opens up the driver's side door and the passenger side, driver's side passenger door, right? Opens up both the doors, wide open. She goes inside. My wife, who went inside at the same time, told me when she got out that all she was doing was getting coffee and some snacks, okay? Why would she leave the doors open? Sitting inside that car, which by the way, the car was turned off and it was 92 degrees with a heat index of 95, 98 degrees. There was a brand new infant child sitting in the back seat. Didn't take the child in because it was too inconvenient. So she goes inside to get coffee, leaves her unattended child, but the door's wide open, by the way, which I know some people say, well, at least she had the doors open. Take your child in with you. I've had to take my son in with me, and he's only 2.5 months old, because my wife was not in the car, and, I have to do things, I have to go places, I have to take care of things, he's coming with. That's one thing. The other thing that really is popping up, and this is more disturbing than leaving the kids in the car, which in and of itself is horrible. There has been an unbelievable rash of child abuse. There was a story last week a man in Minnesota was convicted of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 34 years. He deliberately dropped his 5-month-old baby son on his head because he was frustrated. There was another man today, and I heard that this is what actually kind of spurred this. I was coming home today, and in the news they said that there was another man, 23 years old, who was sentenced, I believe, to 23 years because his son, his 2-month-old son, had 30 fractures on his lower appendages. You know, that's just straight up inhumane and almost demonic to sit there and do that to something that is innocent, that can't defend themselves, and all it is because you're frustrated. You know, since my son's been born, I think I average 5 hours of sleep a night, and it's not even solid sleep, it's broken sleep. Some nights when I look at my fitness tracker in the morning, I've only gotten 3.5 hours. You know, I've only gotten 4 hours, and that's pretty consistent. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been making so many videos and things like that is, you know, tired, really, a lot of it. But never in my mind would I ever think to hurt my child or beat my child or slam him down or anything like that just because, you know, he kept me up or, you know, he was fussy or didn't feel good. You know, they can't help this, but you as the adult are the one who's supposed to take responsibility, you know. And I'm saying this to the man out there because I know there's been stories of women that have done the same thing, but typically speaking in these situations, and this is sad, it's the men who are doing it. Either it's men who are boyfriends, not married, or it's men who are step parents. You know, and again, not all of them. In fact, the majority of them aren't. But it's men who I've been reading have been doing this a lot. Dude, if you can't handle the responsibility of being a father, don't have kids. All right? There are plenty of methods and plenty of things you can do to go about from not being a parent. All right? Sitting there losing your temper and abusing something that is completely innocent just because you're unhappy is unacceptable. It's always been unacceptable. It always will be unacceptable. And we, as men and as fathers, should be doing a better job. And even those people who say, well, you know, they go like, oh, I'm just a boyfriend or whatever. That's your choice, dude. If you get into a willful relationship with a woman you know has a child, particularly a young child, you made that decision. No one forced you into it. And I don't think she just dropped that bomb on you out of the blue. Oh, by the way, we're moving in together. I have a kid. You know, you had to have known. So if you know these things, it is completely unacceptable to sit there and take it out on something that can't defend themselves. We can do better, and we should do better. And those men who are seeing this should call other men out who are doing this. And that's precisely what I'm doing, because this is unacceptable. Anyway, comment below and let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you later.